Warning, the following video contains blood, voodoo, werewolves, vampires, and clowns. And not the fun kind of clowns either. These are the clowns that want to eat you with their big, sharp teeth. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, we're here at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and it looks bright and sunny right now, but in just a few hours time, the sun is going to go down and it's going to kick off the 2025 season of Howl-o-Scream. We're really excited to be back here. Everything is up and ready as we expected it to be, despite the park being pretty bare of Howl-o-Scream decor last week. So they got everything up real fast and we're excited to take a look at it. We're going to take a daytime and nighttime look at the scare zones, as well as a nighttime look at all of the haunted houses. There are 5 haunted houses, 2 of them new, 6 scare zones slash Terrortories as they're known here, and 3 of those are new. There's also a brand new show and a relocated show, so we're going to try to check out as much of that as we can. So let's get going. Before you even enter the park, they have updated policies for you to read on big signs. They let you know that they won't let you in with bags after 4 p.m. The bags have to be kind of tiny and of course are subject to inspection like everything else. And also no costumes and no re-entry after 8. They've also updated the chaperone policy for the event. Starting at 4 p.m., anyone 15 and younger have to be accompanied by a chaperone 21 and older. And also, this code of conduct really applies at all times, but they're making sure, just because people do tend to get out of hand sometimes during these events, they're emphasizing the code of conduct here. Last year's centerpiece coming into the park had a giant 25 on it, celebrating the 25th anniversary of Howl-o-Scream. So I was hoping they would have a new centerpiece this year, and they did not disappoint. They put in this giant werewolf statue to celebrate the brand new Werewolves haunted house back near the Big Bad Wolf coaster. They also put some of the beer casks down here that they had around the coaster. So some really nice decorations. They did a really great job with this statue. I actually kind of hope this one sticks around, especially since this one, it doesn't have any kind of date on it. Whoever made this statue did a great job. Here's a look at the Howl-o-Scream edition of the park map. They have over in Oktoberfest, they have the Skeletons in Your Closet in Das Festhaus, the Bavarian Bloodshed Terrortory brand new, as well as the brand new Werewolves haunted house. They have Clowntown in between Oktoberfest and Germany, as well as Wicked Wunderland, the scare zone in Germany. Down in Festa Italia, they have Deathwater Bayou Morte haunted house and the Fest Evil Terrortory. England, they have Monster Stomp on Ripper Row, the show inside the Globe Theatre, as well as Ripper Row itself, the Terrortory. Over, I panned right past it, Bloodshot is inside the Escape from Pompeii building right now, the haunted house. We have the Fiends show inside of the Abbey Stone Theatre replacing Celtic Fire, and we also have the Killarney Diner haunted house returning. Over in France, they have the Disgrotesque scare zone, as well as the Hallow Wine Bar, which is the wine bar that's always there, just with a new name. And over in New France, they have the Stalker Street Terrortory, as well as the Crow's Nest Bar. Also looked right past the Spirit Spellabration, which is replacing the Skeletons, which have moved into the Festhaus. They are now in the San Marco Theater. And here's their list of houses all together if you need to see it. Ripper Row has officially taken shape. They've put this walkthrough up that they have every year. All their decor. Funny how we were just here less than a week ago and none of this stuff was here. But yeah, Ripper Row is back to looking like it always does, which isn't a bad thing because they decorate it very well. I really like the banners that they changed from the Union Jacks up here. This banner is even more relevant now that they actually have a vampire haunted house in the park this season. If you're coming early in the Howl-o-Scream season, be aware that Monster Stomp is coming back this year, but it doesn't start until September 26th. So if you're coming in the next couple of weeks, you'll probably not be able to catch it, unfortunately. They have some awesome decorations out in front of the Globe Theater. We've seen these caskets out here in years past, but I think this plague victim in the wheelbarrow is a new addition. In the flower bed in front of the Globe, they put in a carriage with a headless horseman driving it, or a headless carriageman, I guess, driving it. And Mrs. Love's meat pies, though it doesn't specify what kind of meat they're made from. I guess we'll see later tonight what they are. Unfortunately, this display piece is covered by some merchandise at the moment, but they have a box with a notice sign on it, warning of plague. This piece kind of ties the whole theme of the area together, so it's a little disappointing that they have to block it. The posters warning of Jack the Ripper have been put up in the windows of the clock tower. Different one on each side. In the short time since we were last here, they actually added a little bit more merchandise for Howl-o-Scream. They have this Nurse You Back to Death shirt to match the socks that we saw last time. They also have this Howl-o-Scream One Song, One Curse, One Final Breath. I wonder if this is related to a house at one of the other United Parks and Resorts parks, because they don't have any siren related anything here, but that's still a pretty cool shirt design. I don't think we saw this hat last time we were here, the hat being $34.99. It has the old Howl-o-Scream logo from years past, so I'm pretty sure this isn't a brand new item, but I don't remember ever seeing this in years past. Somebody will like it. Same with these snow globes and shot glasses. I don't remember ever seeing these either, though. They have the old design on their Howl-o-Scream on the back of the shot glass. They have this Howl-o-Scream ringer tee with a saw blade for $44.99. A little much for a t-shirt in my opinion, but that is a pretty cool design. You don't really see a lot of designs like that for Howl-o-Scream. Nothing on the back, however. The updated 2025 shirt with the updated houses for Howl-o-Scream is here. There's the back side, including the Werewolves house and the Bloodshot house, along with the returning favorites. They also added a few additional pieces of Jack merchandise that weren't here last time. This Howl-o-Scream shirt for $32.99. They make Jack look much more creepy than on the other shirt from last year. They've also added this little mini shoulder plush, so he'll sit on your shoulder and you can tote him around. New Howl-o-Scream hoodie with a kind of classic Halloween look with the bat and jack-o'-lantern on there. That hoodie is $74.99. They apparently had this mug here last year, but I think we must have missed it because I don't recognize it, but it has last year's houses on it, including Lost Mines, which is no longer here, and also Monster Manor, which only had a one-year run here. This mug lists all the houses from last year, and it should be on sale, but I don't think it is. They have this Sugar Skull tank top for $44.99. And last but not least, Howl-o-Scream on the sleeve of this kid-size shirt. Little spooky peace sign made out of flowers. Anything on the back? No, nothing on the back. But that child-size shirt is $49.99. If you don't use the bathrooms near the Globe Theater, this is easy to miss, but they've changed the display in there to reflect the Howl-o-Scream merchandise for the year. The Howl-o-Scream Upgrade Center is back next to the England Sweet Shop. This is where you'll be able to buy your quick queues for the Howl-o-Scream houses, as well as most likely reserved seating for the shows and other upgrades like that. They put some decorations out in front of it as well. Also mentioning Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
Leaving England at the crossroads between Scotland, Ireland, and Italy, they've put up their spooky specters hovering above. I'm sure with the spooky lighting at nighttime, this will look really great, and I can't wait to see it when it gets darker. Tweedside Gifts has transitioned their window display to a Halloweeny one. Kind of has a little bit of a vibe of the Haunted Mansion with the Gravekeeper and his dog. Don't think we saw this in the Emporium. They have a deal where in Tweedside Gifts, if you spend $40 or more, you can spend $25 extra to get this Howl-o-Scream plush blanket, which is down here. We took a look at some of the tombstones around Scotland last time we were here, but we completely missed this one. I don't think we've ever seen this one on any visit that we've come to Howl-o-Scream. This is really cool. The figure popping out of the tombstone kind of looks like those specters that are hovering above the crossroads back there. On the Killarney Crossing Bridge into Ireland, they've strung up some lights with obvious yellow wires. Interesting that the wires are so vivid and obvious along here. I wonder what they're going to be doing with this at night, if there's anything special going on. Okay, that's what they're doing. These yellow wires are actually supposed to be powering their monsters that are on these tables. They had this, I guess, pseudo scare zone here last year. It was kind of an unnamed impromptu scare zone. They brought it back again this year. Some of them are actually button activated. You can make it make noises like this werewolf. The sound effects were here last year as well. We just completely missed them. That's kind of a cool touch. That one's face looks like it got a little bit deflated. I hope they can fix that. The sign out in front of Grogan's Grill has changed to the Howl-o-Scream sign that they keep bringing back, but it is a really nice sign, and considering Killarney Diner keeps coming back, it's appropriate that they use that house on here. The bar right outside of Castle O'Sullivan has become Jack's nightcap for the event, as it does every year. We usually like to show things in the order that you would see them as you walk around the park, but we decided that before we visit the Killarney Diner, it makes more sense to jump over to Oktoberfest to check out the opening ceremony for Howl-o-Scream, known as Jack's Witching Hour.
Busch Gardens. Creatures of the dark, it's Howl-o-Scream, and you know what that means. Fiends, back to your houses. Let the terror begin. See you soon, or will I?
There we go. It's good to see our friend the Killarney Diner sign back out here. Killarney Diner condemned as it was last year. It was strange not seeing it here last week. I'm glad it's back out. They also, of course, have their warning signs. They make sure to put a big warning out to let you know not to touch the employees, which is kind of sad. That should be common sense, but people are people. Celtic Fire in the Abbey Stone Theatre is done for the season. In its place, they have Fiends with 4 showtimes, 3, 5, 7:30, and 9. And they do have a warning, much like Ripper Row, they have an adult content warning. May be inappropriate for children, so parental guidance is strongly encouraged. They also include strobe and fog effects. Well, this is new. In the place that's normally a photo op spot near the Wolf Haven, they have the Fanta Fright House, which is a place to get drinks, more than just Fanta. The decor on this is really awesome. They have some cocktails and a souvenir cup for $16.99, refill $13.99, and a 12-ounce cocktail is also $13.99. They have the Undead Dram, which of course includes Fanta. The Eyeball Highball, which also includes Fanta as well. They have a couple of mocktails, the Phantom Fizz and the Raspberry Fang Punch for $8.99 for a 16-ounce. And you can also get your bottled sodas and waters. As much as I'm typically not a fan of sponsored events, I do really like this orange zombie hand holding up a big bottle of Fanta here. That's funny. They're making everybody keep their distance from the Lorikeet Glen currently. They put up a big fence. It's not very wide, like the distance they're keeping you from it isn't extremely far, but you still can't get as close as you normally would be able to the Lorikeet Glen. And of course all the birds are out of there anyway, so there's really no reason to go in there to begin with. The new signage for the new Disgrotesque Scare Zone in France is out. We were wondering if they were going to bring back the cake that they've been using for several years over here, but nope, brand new sign. This is really cool. It's got disco balls for eyes, resembling a discotheque. The La Belle Wine Bar has become the Howl-o Wine Bar for the event. And they also have a special chilled bloody sangria here as well, served in a souvenir cup. You can refill it for $9.99. Now it doesn't say what the base price is that includes the souvenir cup. They've also changed the color of their light bulbs to purple. So we'll take a look at this when night falls. Here are the souvenir cups. There are 2 different designs, so I'm not sure which one the sangria actually comes in. The one on the left is a mug with the bloody painted skull from years past, and then there's a clear one on the right that has the more updated design with the red skull and the black Howl-o-Scream logo. La Belle Maison has brand new Howl-o-Scream window displays. Big skeleton and a bunch of skulls. Reminds me a little bit of the Paris catacombs. The other window is basically the same, except this skeleton is much more sleepy. Some might say it's dead tired. I'm probably going to cut that from the video. This little patio here on the back side of France near the France restrooms last year had a giant skull with flaming eyes, which I thought was really cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's here right now. Maybe they'll put it up later in the season, but I don't know. I do kind of miss it though.
Yeah, but the food's that way.
Inside of Griffon Gifts, they have a small selection of Howl-o-Scream and other Halloween merchandise. Some plushes, including this giant plush moth that Jen loves to death. couple of more reasonably sized plushes. We saw this Jack shoulder pal, but they also have a skeleton shoulder pal that we didn't see in the Emporium. They have these squishables down here, including this really fun werewolf, appropriate for the new Werewolf Haunted House. A couple of candy bags and some other items down here, little wands. And they also sell the Nobu necklace in here as well. A couple of Halloweeny bubble wands, one with a skull and one with a jack-o'-lantern down here. And there is also a wolf head, which I think is specifically for Halloween, though with all the wolves here, it may be year-round, I'm not sure. The Monster Street Party is happening at the stage in France. It has 4 showtimes daily, strangely all before Howl-o-Scream officially starts, nothing during Howl-o-Scream, I guess, to keep out the congestion of the traffic. The showtimes are noon, 1:30, 3, and 4:30. And they actually tape off an area here to keep people within this range to allow people that are not attending the street party to get by. While we're on the subject of times, I should mention that all of the kids' rides here close at 5 p.m. in preparation for Howl-o-Scream as well, so be aware of that if you bring your kids here. They have a sign telling you if you want to attend the Monster Street Party, stay to one side, and if you're just through traffic going into New France, stay to the other side, or coming into France if you're coming from the other direction.
What have we here? A parade of monsters? Without me? You always think you can get rid of me bush gardens, but this time I've got you right where I want you. Ready to party! This party going, all ya spooky, scary skeletons. Dance, dance, dance until you're dead.
Off with your head. Dance till you're dead. Have to roll, have to roll, have to roll on the floor. Glitter on the streets. Yeah, heads will roll. Enough of that nonsense. Who's ready for some of me real Halloween tunes?
I am.
They're sure to thrill ya. Shut your heart when you're too late, darling. You need love, baby.
Stalker Street is back throughout New France. The new Terrortory that opened last year, replacing the meat market. This is basically I guess you would say a farm theme. They have hay bales, pumpkins, scarecrows. The scare actors in this area last year were really impressive. Look at these creepy scarecrows. I was a big fan of the meat market. That was one of my favorite scare zones in years past, but This one has kind of grown on me. I actually kind of like what they do with this area. All of the shops are covered in corn stalks. Caribou Pottery, Acadia Traders, Trapper Dave's, corn stalks everywhere. The little smoker out in front of Trapper's Smokehouse is now known as the Crow's Nest. They have St. Louis style barbecue ribs, turkey legs, and grilled corn, as well as a couple of cocktails, some spirits, including a spiked blood bag and a spiked syringe, and some beers and sodas and water. They also have a note on the table in front of the smoker that mentions there are sauces for turkey legs available on request: honey mustard, barbecue, or sweet chili Thai. We'll walk through here more thoroughly when it gets dark out, but I just wanted to take a look at some of the corn stalks and the pumpkins in the daytime because they cover this whole area. Looks like somebody had a beef with one of the pumpkins. They even went so far as to decorate the little seating area as you head toward the bridge to Alpengeist.
It's a big boy.
inside the Loungefly shop that's right outside of Alpengeist, they have a special Howl-o-Scream Loungefly backpack. It actually has the Howl-o-Scream logo on it as well. And they warn you it's limit 1 per customer, so they're trying to discourage resellers, which is nice. The price of the Howl-o-Scream Loungefly is $89.99. The brand new scare zone in Germany, replacing Scary Tales, is Wicked Wunderland. I think I said it was Winter Wonderland in the previous video. It's actually called Wicked Wonderland. They put these fun little toy soldiers guarding the entrance, a red one and a green one. This elf up top looks like he's having a really good day. They also hid a crow in the planter over here. Kind of a little subtle detail. I think this gift might come in handy. Don't know what it is about the Germany area of the park, but they really like torturing their gingerbread men. Got a headless one with a candy cane through it. This one has a piece bitten out of it. That's all thanks to this guillotine up here. The gingerbread guillotine. That's the tastiest guillotine blade I think I've ever seen. This Christmas tree has seen better days. This is a scary present. Who wants socks for Christmas? Interesting that these demon wreaths have a hole in the mouth. There's nothing behind the hole, so I'm not sure why they're there exactly. I figured it would spit fog or something, but it's not connected to a fog machine. Hey, it's a demon playing D&D. He's holding a D20. The scare zone's already growing on me. I may like it about as much as I liked Scary Tales, depending on how well the scare actors did once they're in here. A little bit disappointed to see that this gazebo outside of Germany is barren now. They used to, in years past, have a clear coffin of Snow White's rotting body in here, but it's gone now.
If you don't want it, then don't walk near it.
Town signage is officially up, looking like a ticket booth. I really like their sign a lot. Right through this gate over here on the way to Oktoberfest. market plots has once again become the shop of horrors for the season. They always decorate this store great during Howl-o-Scream. Most of the merchandise in here is similar to what we already saw in the Emporium, so I'm going to be kind of quick looking at the merchandise. But just keep in mind this is a second location that you can go to for this merchandise if you don't see it in the Emporium. Really, though, more so than the merchandise, what I wanted to focus on in here was the decorations above the merchandise, because they actually take the time to decorate and theme in here. Being close to the werewolf haunted house, all of their mannequins in here are various werewolves. They have a whole bunch of them. They're all standing on creepy tree stumps too. I don't think we saw this shirt in the Emporium. This one looks like the hoodie that we did see in the Emporium, except this is a glow-in-the-dark tie-dye t-shirt for $44.99. Here's the display as you walk into the back side of the Shop of Horrors. The colorful skull merchandise that they've had for a while. Also don't think we saw these two Howl-o-Scream shirts. I'm not sure if this is a child-size shirt or just a cut-off shirt. And also a full-size t-shirt for Howl-o-Scream. Oh, and they have a Howl-o-Scream Spirit jersey that I almost missed because it's so subtle. Really blends in with the shirt color. There's the front side of the jersey. The portion above the back entrance to the Shop of Horrors has another little spooky child werewolf. And more decorations going around. Love all the eyeballs and the plants. Werewolf howling at the full moon. Also a couple of other shirts that I don't think we saw in the Emporium. As well as this dark gray Howl-o-Scream t-shirt, which is $24.99. Last little bit of decorations up above the merchandise on the sidewall. Tree saying Happy Halloween, even though it's kind of hard to see because it's blocked by a runner. Really cool decorations every year. And this fun little Speak No Evil, See No Evil, Hear No Evil with an octopus dressed as a ghost. And it actually does say Howl-o-Scream on there. Your gratuitous DarKoaster wait time update at about 3:45 on a Saturday. For the first weekend of Howl-o-Scream, it is a 40-minute wait, not too bad. The ring toss in Oktoberfest has added some Halloween-themed prizes. Some giant stuffed goats that kind of look pumpkin-y, and they also have some little ghosts down there as well. They are very large, so I hope you have room in your house if you happen to win one of these. Blockbuster is also themed to Halloween here. They have some vampire and pumpkin and Frankenstein's monster giant bananas. I love that they are actually doing Halloween themed bananas at these prizes at these games. And then a couple of other minor changes, a couple of bats here for the hat rack. Prices aren't too different here, but a little bit different. The bushel basket also has these Pikachus wearing a jack-o'-lantern costume. Fire-tried kettle corn in Oktoberfest has their Howl-o-Scream flavors back. They have 8 different flavors: Vampire Blood, Voodoo Explosion, S'mores, Pumpkin Roll, Swamp Monster, Blueberry, and Frankenberry, as well as Poison Apple. And those are what each of the flavors taste like, if you're interested in trying those out. Oktoberfest is becoming the Bavarian Bloodshed scare zone, brand new scare zone for this year. Other than this giant pumpkin right here, which they do tend to bring out in Oktoberfest year after year, I don't really see much of a difference in terms of decorations, so we'll see how this scare zone looks when it's actually nighttime. They did put some streamers up. The most interesting part is what they did to the front of the Festhaus. They actually have a bunch of wreaths up here that are themed to each of the different houses that they have here this year. They have a wreath themed to Clowntown, and then next to that you can see the purple voodoo doll themed to Deathwater Bayou. Next to that is the new vampire Bloodshot haunted house. Over here they have the Werewolves, the Wolf's Revenge house. They're also including the scare zones. There is Disgrotesque and Ripper Row on the side of the stairs in front of the Festhaus. This one right here is Wicked Wunderland. These two, I believe, are the unnamed one on the left from Ireland, and Stalker Street is the one on the right. And then on the stairs over here, they have the bridge between Alpengeist and New France, as well as Festival. I believe that's what these two are. Having never seen Bavarian Bloodshed, I'm not sure which of the remaining ones are Bavarian Bloodshed yet. There's a couple that are questionable here, so I'm not entirely sure some of these, which ones they're themed to, but all along the front of the Festhaus are themed to the scare zones and houses that they have for Howl-o-Scream, which is a really nice touch. I hope they keep bringing this sort of thing back. Heading out of Oktoberfest and into Germany, they have a projection of what I think is a scared cat. It's kind of hard to tell. The face looks a little weird, and also people keep walking by, so it's still very hard to tell, but I think it's a cat projection. And this one looks like a haunted house. And there's a giant pumpkin projection on the Kugel Hall arcade. Gigantic signs on the Festhaus letting you know if you're looking for entrances to Haunted House. The general entrances to Werewolves, as well as the quick queue entrance to Clowntown, are to the right of the Festhaus through this wooden gate here, which will be open once Howl-o-Scream starts. And then to the left of the Festhaus is the quick queue for Werewolves. So you go right for the general entrance, left for the quick queue entrance down this way toward the coaster. And then they further emphasize it as you head toward the coaster. They remind you, keep left if you're heading toward the coaster itself, keep right if you have a quick queue for Werewolves, the Wolf's Revenge. inside the Festhaus is Skeletons in Your Closet. They've moved from the San Marco Theater into the Festhaus. They have 4 show times at 2:15, 4 o'clock, 6:30, and 8 o'clock. They also warn, I mentioned this in the last video, but if you missed it, they warn that they contain strobe lights, and anyone who is sensitive to strobe lights may want to avoid watching this. As soon as you enter the Festhaus, they have a little bit of Halloween merchandise. Nothing really worth talking about because it's mainly stuff that they have in the Emporium as well. But I wanted to point out this cemetery archway. It's a nice decorative touch that they have here. They've brought this back year after year for the last couple of years. I really like this archway a lot. Also worth noting, they've always had a rack of pins inside of the Festhaus. They have moved their rack of pins from the far side of the cash register when you first enter the Festhaus, the cash register being right here. They've moved the rack to the near side, basically to your left as soon as you enter the Festhaus instead of on the opposite side of the cash register. So if you're looking for pins, they've moved, but they're still here. I really love the stage setup for Skeletons in Your Closet. This is one of the most elaborate stage setups that they've done for a show in the Festhaus in a while. I'm a big fan of this.
Hey Siri,
Uh-huh.
play my Sleepy Time playlist.
Now playing a Sleepy Time playlist.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear. from the long arm of the law. Long man has put an end to my running, and I'm still so far from home. Oh, mama, I can hear you crying. You're so scared and all alone. Hangman is coming down from the gallows, and I don't have very long.
You feel that chill? That's not fear, that's the veil thinning. Veil? It's like a curtain. Thin, fragile, separates your world from everything else. When it rips, things crawl through. What kind of things? Old secrets, hungry shadows, ghosts, things that never sleep. The dead love music, especially his.
Let's see who's listening tonight.
The pictures on the stage, the people pictured in those portraits actually have names. The man is Grandpa Toby. And the woman in the portrait is Grandma Abigail. Basketball has again changed their prizes. They now have smiley carrots and eggplants and corn both in the husk and out of the husk. This thing that's kind of turned around backwards in the center is a watermelon. More eggplants, more carrots. The Flying Ravens water squirting game near the Prost patio also has some of the Pikachus that are dressed in a jack-o'-lantern costume. That's a really good prize if you like Pokemon. For Howl-o-Scream, Island Freeze is currently the Frost Beverage Bar. They offer a few frozen cocktails. The frozen cocktails are 20-ounce souvenir for $16.99, a 12-ounce for $13.99, and a refill for $13.99 as well. You can get a Screech Bellini, a Bahummy Mummy, a Blood Daiquiri, and a Vampire Bite. They also have blood bags and syringes that we saw at other locations. The Spirit Spellabration new show has started in the San Marco Theater now. They have 4 showtimes daily at 1:30, 3:30, 6, and 7:30. So 2 of them actually go into Howl-o-Scream, so it'll be nice and dark for those 2 shows. I really love the stage setup for Spirit Spellabration. They have 3 skulls with light up eyes, a throne, and a drum kit on there. So it'll be fun to catch this show shortly. I love the puns on the tombstones around the drum kit. The one says "buried thee alive," as in buried alive, if you didn't already figure that out on your own.
and your host for this evening.
And I'm your other host, Morticia, master of nothing but I'm happy to be here.
And you have all come on a very special day because in just a few moments the blood moon will be out.
And you will be the first mortals ever to take part of the Spirit Celebration! I don't think so.
Great! Well, mortals, you are in for a treat. For you see, the Spirit Celebration is something that happens just once every 1,000 years.
That's right, and at the turn of each millennium, the blood moon rises, which allows the spirits to visit the human world.
And through a series of spells, we can communicate with them directly in a ritual we like to call the Spirit Celebration! We are going to perform a series of spells that will awaken 3 of my ancestors. My Theo Giacomo and his soulful singing, my Nonna Delora and her graceful dancing, and my Grandpa Luciano and his undeniable star power. But unfortunately, we can't do it alone.
That's right, these spells require a very special ingredient, the touch of mortals.
They're running after you, baby.
The blue, you and I, to the circus in the sky. Time to change, you are sad, when the time goes to hell. To the land of baby.
Long ago, for dawn and dew, the shoulder moon so bright and blue. Wonderfully done. Let's keep going, alright? And into it, so says the prose, is where the ancient souls arose. For when a mortal's life is done, they shine away from the yellow sun. Wonderful! Even did it twice for good luck. Let's keep it rolling. We had our friend Kisa here, but there's some non-enchanting words so that they can complete our incantazione. Now, did you complete your task, my friend? Wonderful! Now, while Morticia rolls over your new spellbinding words, I'm going to sit my soon-to-be famous behind in my... Hello, Steve. Are you comfortable? Would you like some water? Oh, beautiful. Well, Morticia, could you get us a round of drinks? Yeah, could you get Steve aside and get out of my ever-loving chair?
I'm sorry, would you like some lemon with that? No? Alright. Well, it looks like Miss Kisa and I have definitely put together some magical words that are definitely going to bring our magic to life.
Didn't mean to make you finish things. It's hard, hard, hard to get this hard tomorrow. Stay, roll over, because shopping really matters. Yes, it does. Now, Steve, you have the most difficult task of all. We are going to play a song that has been cursed for thousands of years.
Now, this very cursed song has some ancient, enchanted choreography that you have to perform with no rehearsal and no mistakes. And if you mess up, we feed you to the wolves, capiche?
Yeah, the wolves. Now, Steve, prepare to make way to the center of the cemetery. Are you ready to perform the ancient enchanted choreography? Doesn't matter, because Steve, it is time for you to dance for your life. Now, Steve, can I do this with all the love I have in my cold, soon-to-be famous heart? What was that? Not only look what you did, naughty Steve. Not only did you fail to awaken the third ancestor, you managed to scare away the other two. Very well done, Steve!
The stage looks completely different at night. I love the projections that they put everywhere. The spiderweb projections and the light show. As creepy as some people found the Mardi Gras statue that they put here each year, I'm really surprised they didn't bring that back for Howl-o-Scream, or at least something equivalent. The stage is still bare for some reason. I wish they would have put something else here. In Italy, we saw the closed version of this last time, but Stone Cold Spirits is now open. Unfortunately, the name doesn't really make a whole lot of sense now. The area through Italy used to be the Gorgon Gardens scare zone, so the name Stone Cold made sense because of the stone from the Gorgon, but now it's kind of a little bit of a misnomer. I kind of wish they would change this name now. But anyway, you can take a look at their menu. They have a few cocktails: Gravedigger, Spiked Lemonade, Witch's Brew, Haunted Hurricane. They also have some draft beers, a blood bag, and a syringe that we've been seeing in various places. So last time we walked through Italy, we were questioning what they were doing with the Gorgon Gardens area. It looks like they still are not doing Gorgon Gardens, but they have the Medusa head back out here, which I'm kind of glad to see that they brought this back, but I don't understand why they would bring it back if they're not doing Gorgon Gardens. It doesn't really fit now. But regardless, it is still a really cool statue. Nothing's really changed so far with the flying machine over here in Italy. So quick question, what do you think will be replacing the flying machine whenever they decide to put something new in here? The bridge into Festa Italia now has a bunch of Mardi Gras flags ushering in the Fest Evil scare zone. Tempesto Gifts has this baseball cap for Howl-o-Scream that I don't think I've ever seen before. It's a pretty general cap, but it's a design I don't think I've ever noticed before. That cap is $29.99. A couple of prize changes at the Pantheon Rebound in Festa Italia. They still have the wolf balls, but they also now have what I think are supposed to be zombies, and they also have bats as prizes over here. And then whatever this red thing's supposed to be down here. And a black cat and a witch hat down here as well. Excited to see some brand new decor in the Fest Evil scare zone. They brought back this elephant that we've seen in years past, but they've also added this giant skull with the snake coming out of it. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, this looks a little bit like a Dark Mark. That's kind of a cool touch. I enjoy that. This display is two-sided. I almost missed on this side, the other side of the display. You can actually see the head of the snake coming through one of the eyes. Question for Howl-o-Scream historians. I see this says 25 at the bottom of the skull. We do not remember this being in the Fest Evil scare zone last year, but last year being the 25th version of Howl-o-Scream. Did they put this out later in the year and put the 25 on it? Let us know if you saw it in person when you were here. I need my soul.
No, but then you won't be able to party with us.
I'm sorry. Maybe next time.
They might take it in the Bayou. Be careful.
I'll try. I'll watch out. Thank you. does have a special light package for the holiday, but they do not have the blackout curtains like they did last year. I thought that was a fun little touch. It's kind of a shame they decided not to do that this year. And then back at the far end of Festa Italia near the Rapids is where you would find the entrance to Deathwater Bayou Morte, which we took the lights on tour of it last week. We're excited to see the lights off version with the scare actors again this week once it's open.
Oh, it's giving rock zombie.
Yeah, I like the rock zombie. I love it.
I had fun!
Yeah! Yeah!
I was singing.
Voodoo, I love it.
Things happen to me all day, every day. I just may be different.
I love you.
Turn a corner and like see a thing.
I am loving this. That's why you're only good looking.
We've seen a similar little troll thing at King's Dominion and I believe King's Island as well. It's kind of funny that Busch Gardens has put one of these in as well. I'm wondering if when Howl-o-Scream officially starts for the night, if he will actually do something. Right now he is sleeping from the snoring, as you can tell. The area that is normally designed to shield you from the splash of Escape from Pompeii if you want to watch the splashdown. Since Escape from Pompeii is now down, it has become the last drop bar. So you can come here to Escape from Pompeii to get some alcoholic beverages. The menu consists of some cocktails that we didn't see elsewhere. They have the Coffin Cooler, the Glam Vamp Chiller, and the Bloodshot Sangria, as well as the usuals that we saw elsewhere, and the prices are about the same too. From the last drop, Jen got the syringe. We figured that was appropriate considering we're right by the vampire haunted house. Looks nice and bloody. It's basically a Jello shot. So it's basically cherry gelatin and vodka, which is a nice combination. It's pretty tasty. I have to warn you though, you can see in Jen's left hand she's holding a cap. It does come capped, so make sure that you remove the cap before you start trying to use it, otherwise everything will splatter everywhere. We've made that mistake in the past with things like this, so fair warning. They are doing member exclusive access this weekend to Bloodshot and the Werewolves Wolf's Revenge haunted houses at 5:30 before the public gets to access them at 6. So if you're interested in becoming a member for next year, just keep that in mind. Here is the entrance to the Bloodshot Bar and Kill that they have here in the Escape from Pompeii building. The entrance isn't quite as elaborate as what they had for Lost Mines, but it's still kind of nice. Kind of like it. They also on the outside have a bunch of coffins in the planters over here.
Oh, did I become famous? Oh, I love
That was like a regular
Help
was our look at Howl-o-Scream for the 2025 season. At the end of the night, it started raining pretty good, and they ended up closing a bunch of the houses for some reason, even though they're completely indoors. At least most of them are completely indoors, so I don't know why they did that. We just barely made it through just in time for the last one that we went through. And unfortunately, we were planning on going through the Ripper Row scare zone at the end of the night, since it's sort of on the way out, but the rain ruined those plans, so unfortunately we won't be able to get that during this video, but we did get the daytime look at all the scenery, so that's something, I suppose. Overall, everything was really fun. A little bit pulling the curtain back on our channel, we usually do not stay through the entirety of the shows because of the time crunch, but actually this time these shows were so good that we had a difficult time pulling ourselves away from them. We actually stayed through the shows in their entirety because we enjoyed them so much. The Skeleton show is Skeletons in name only. It actually is completely different from how the Skeletons used to be. It actually kind of reminded us of the Conjure the Night show that they have at Dorney Park, which is a compliment because that is one of my favorite shows that they have at Dorney Park. They did a really great job with this new Skeleton show, and we really enjoyed it. They switched out the dated pop music for music that has stood the test of time. They can keep reusing it, doing that same show for years to come. I'm looking forward to seeing it again in the future. Also, the Spirit Spellabration show was a lot of fun. It was some audience participation, which I wasn't expecting. The audience members on the show that we watched did a great job, really added to the comedy. And it was actually more story than music. I was expecting a kind of musical show. It wasn't really that, so I was a little caught off guard by that, but it was still a really fun show. As far as the houses go, the two new houses, Bloodshot was actually kind of on the short side, but the inside of the Pompeii building was completely revamped. You couldn't even tell it was Lost Mines ever. It looked like a completely different building. And the bar scene that they put in there was really impressive. They made really good use of that space. So despite the shortness, the content was actually really good. The Werewolves house wasn't exactly what we were expecting. It was kind of one werewolf in sort of a military installation. We were expecting multiple werewolves, a bunch of people turning into wolves. Really, it was just one wolf attacking people. So we were a little bit disappointed at the lack of appearances by the werewolf, but when the werewolf did show up, it was a really good jump scare, and we really enjoyed it. It could have been a little better if they would have had more wolves in there, but we still enjoyed the house overall. As far as the Terrortories are concerned, the Disgrotesque Terrortory was basically what we were expecting with the name. There were some grotesque-looking creatures who were doing a lot of dancing. It was pretty simple, not really meant to be scary, more meant to be fun. That's okay. Didn't mind it too much. The Bavarian Bloodshed scare zone had some really good costumes, some good makeup work, some scary creatures. It's just, it was contained in such a small area. I wish they could have spread it out more through Oktoberfest. It was a really small area, so it was hard to get a lot of scares in that little bit of space. If they could have made more costume characters, spread them closer to DarKoaster, and maybe even down toward Revolt, that would have been a lot better. And last but certainly not least, the Wicked Wunderland, which we both agreed was probably the best Terrortory here. It replaced what I mentioned was probably my favorite Terrortory before, and this may be my new favorite Terrortory in the same spot. The characters, there weren't really enough characters if I had one knock on it, but the decor more than makes up for it. They had some really impressive decor, and that Krampus was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed walking through there, and we really liked seeing all the lights. All the lights worked really well in the Terrortory. So we hope you enjoyed seeing all of the festivities that Howl-o-Scream had to offer, despite us not getting to walk through Ripper Road tonight. If you did enjoy the video, we'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. And also subscribe to the channel. Every like and subscribe is a big help to the channel. Also, please be sure to check out our Instagram page appearing over Jen's head right now. Right below that is our Fred's handle. And right below Jen is our email address. Please be sure to email us any questions, comments, concerns, constructive criticism. We read all of them, and we appreciate any feedback that you give. Jen? Well, thanks a lot for watching.
Thanks for watching, but the fun's not over yet. Click the box in front of my face for another fun video. or click my tree to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another video.